What's going on, Monopoly family? Welcome back to the channel. Back here on this kitchen table, a lot of you guys look forward to these raw, unfiltered conversations where we get to sit here and usually decimate the norm and talk about important topics that are vital for your success and progress in this world. Today, guys, what I want to talk about, the reason why I'd never work another 9-to-5 job ever again, right? Now, obviously, I'm in a position where I'd never have to work a day in my life, ever. But, God forbid, if I had the choice, right? I wouldn't choose to work. I'd choose to work temporarily and sucking it up, but again, in the long term, I would understand the environment that I'll be putting myself in for the rest of my life. And let me just talk to you about the two environments. There's two environments, guys. I've been on both sides of the equations. I've been employed for 2 years for big tech companies after college, and I've been here, in this position that I'm in today. And I understand the environment and what's going on, and I'm talking from experience in this video. Now, the whole purpose of life is to be content, happy, at peace, comfortable financially, without any stress, right? So that's the whole purpose of life. And many of us cannot achieve this when we're spending time in something that we hate. 85% of Americans hate what they do, 85%. And that's not me speaking, that's statistics talking from a survey carried out recently. Now, I don't know about the rest of the world, but 85% of people hate what they do. And it's not just about the money, right? Sure enough, our first job is gonna be all about the money. That's all we care about. We're willing to sacrifice happiness for the money, but then priorities will shift. Now, there's one element that holds us back from progressing financially, spiritually, and physically. And that is the job. The thing that we spend 10 hours a day in. Some of us, this is our new home, the job. We spend more time at jobs than homes, for some of us. And there is no time in that environment to look in the mirror and say, who am I? What is my life? What is my life worth, right? I mean, what is my happiness? You can't look at yourself and focus on yourself, and you can't, many people don't even have an identity because they spend their life in this rat race, chasing their tails. And that's why many people are unhappy, because they believe that, hey, I'm just like a robot. I have nothing, I have more to offer. There's more potential. And most importantly, who gave us our worth of 40, 50, 60,000 a year? Society, right? They said that's how much the industry pays. So what we're doing is we're letting this society that we live in dictate how much we earn and dictate our happiness. And look, 85% of Americans hate what they do. That's a big number. It probably gets bigger and bigger by the day, and with the rising cost of living and whatnot. But again, many people understand that they're unhappy working these jobs, right? Because they have more to offer to life. They have more to offer. They can be so much more. They can do so much more. And they understand they're not happy. They're stressed out constantly. Some people will say, well, what are we supposed to do? It's paying us money. Just shut up and work. Well, you can do that if you want. But again, many of us do have the choice to quit. But many of us can't quit. Reason is simple. Every cent we make, we use it to anchor ourselves down for the sake of, quote unquote, settling down, right? Now, sure enough, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, we put ourselves in stressful situations. When we buy these materials and have these bills, financing these cars, we put ourselves in a stressful situation where now we can't actually quit the job because we created this image, right? This image we can't let go of because it defines who we are, but it doesn't really define who we are because inside we're unhappy. Right? All we're doing is making money, feeding the beast, making money, feeding the beast. And the beast is these materials, these bills that hold us down. And that's why many people can't quit, even when they have the opportunity to quit and go back to zero. So, society told us, that's the whole point of living. It's just to live and get by and survive. But many of us get by and survive without ever finding peace and happiness in our life. See, priorities will shift and it stops being about money on one stage. Sure enough, to begin with, it's all about money. Then you make your money and then you realize, you talk to any successful person, they'll tell you it was never about the money. It was all about finding myself and being happy, being content with life and just at peace. I think that's my priority right now. And it has shifted in the last few years. I remember my first ever job. I was willing to sacrifice, happiness and everything else for the paycheck because I never had the money before. Then I made the money. First few months, I was happy with the job because it was giving me that steady salary, and I was buying all these things. And then I realized these things, the moment I bought them, sure, it gave me happiness for a day or two, but then it faded. They made me more stressed out and they held me down. Where now I said to myself, I will have to continue working to keep up with that image. So priorities shifted again, and now I realized, looking in the mirror saying, what am I doing here, working this shitty job with that specific salary, when I really wanted to just go out there and work for myself. And look, I was making nothing to begin with when I started working for myself, but I was happy. I finally found happiness because I was doing something and I had a clear mindset, a clear vision of where I wanted to go. So when you get to that point, that's a point of no turning back. You will never go back to that lifestyle again because you're on your way to exiting the system. Once you exit the system, I guarantee you, it's like the doors of heavens open up. You can do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want, and most importantly, you can finally begin to work on your peace, because now you don't have to deal with people. Nobody's stressing you out, nobody's talking to you. Negativity is not existing because you can always isolate yourself, and obviously the money's there where now you feel comfortable. I remember putting up a post on YouTube where I said, would you guys rather $1 million and a backpack, or a car, a house, a steady income, blah, blah, blah? And 97% or 93% said they'd rather the $1 million and the backpack. And I think many people understood that the backpack represented freedom and the $1 million represented comfort, right? It's just the idea of freedom, of just having nothing attached. You're not attached to anything. You can always pick your bag and leave, and the comfort will be the million. It will always be there to spend from. But obviously you're smart. You're going to be continuously making money, and you'll invest your money in assets rather than liabilities, because you can leave an asset and always come back to it, and it will always still be there. It doesn't take money away from you. Matter of fact, it gives you money. So back to the whole job thing. The reason why I'm making this video is because I need you guys to understand that if you find yourself being unhappy, lacking time, being financially stressed out constantly, and most importantly, you have no idea who you are or what the game plan for the future is, and you're constantly stressed out, well, that's where you should be focused. It's the job, it's the work, it's the money, it's the environment, it's the lifestyle. That's the thing that's making you, feel such things and be in this stressful situation. And look, for many people, it seems like it's far-fetched. Everybody can win at life. Every single person can win at life. And I know nobody told me that personally, but I believe anybody can win at life if they really wanted it. This New Year's, we're going to be making New Year resolutions, where we're going to say to ourselves, in 2020, we're going to be, we're going to be changing our life. We're going to be working on such things. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to do that. Who you kidding? Who you lying to? If you're not going to do it today, right? You're going to say, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to invest in. If you're not going to do it today, you will never do it in 2020. Because there is no urgency here. If this shit was urgent, you would do it today, right? And that's why when you go to the gym in January, you'll see the first week, the gym is packed. Then the second, third week, nobody's there. Everybody's gone. Why? Because people just wanted to make themselves feel like, hey, I tried, it's not for me, let me give up. There is no sense of urgency. There is no I really want it here. It's just people lying to themselves, just trying to make themselves feel good, like, hey, I done it, but it didn't work out. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to have urgency in your life. So if you want to do something and you have a New Year resolution and you're saying to yourself, I'll start in January, who you kidding? You have to really start today, right? Get started today. So now you understand the different level of environments we have. There's this environment where you're employed, unhappy, stressed out, constantly making money, but you don't know what to do with that money, so you spend it on materials. and you don't know who you are, you have no sense of identity and no sense of happiness, and you're constantly trying to prove yourself to people and keep up with the trend and the society we live in. And then there's here, you have the money, you can focus on yourself, you can be comfortable, and most importantly, you don't have to try to impress anybody. And that's why you see many successful people disregarding the way they dress, disregarding the expensive cars, because all they care about is their comfort and happiness. And I think many of you watching, your priorities will shift, and you have to actually go through these phases for you to understand them. But make sure it's not too late. Always be on top of things. So hopefully guys, I left this video with some knowledge, with some education for you guys, mindset wise, to understand my way of thinking, because that's why I make these videos. It's not to brag, it's not to diss anybody, it's always about me giving back to people. But appreciate you for watching. Smashy, show your boy some love, and I'll see you for more videos, guys. Follow my Instagram, put my Instagram somewhere there. Keep up with me, because in the next vlog you're gonna see me I'm gonna be in a snowy place where it has been a dream for me to visit. And I think I'll share with you guys in the next vlog and on Instagram also. But hopefully you guys keep doing your thing. I'll see you for more videos just like always. Appreciate you for watching. And smashy if you made it this far. Don't forget the smashy, that likey button. Go on guys. Peace.